Businesses that are smaller, SMEs, national corporates, large corporates can also adopt this. All you need to know is to be able to understand how to go about this. So we're talking about some essential tips as regards how we can actually have, how we can actually make good, informed, data-driven decisions. One of the very first tips that I would like to mention is that we need to ask the right questions. Yes, ask the right questions as it relates to your business. Whatever business you're doing, is it sales you're looking at? Is it the sales that you want to increase? Is it your cost that you want to reduce? For instance, you're probably having your margins reducing, and as a result, you're probably thinking you want to reduce your staff. Probably if you reduce the staff cost, that could probably enhance your margins. But then you need to have the right question. If you do that, would that affect the quality? Would that affect your productivity? So those are the questions, and it's also important that beyond just asking the questions, try and make the questions as smart as possible. So we're talking about asking specific questions that are measurable, and then your questions should be for answers that are achievable and realistic. It's also good to give some time frame. So you could ask questions like, how many customers do we want to, how many new customers do we want to attract in Q1, for instance? So if you look at that, we've talked about it's specific, it's measurable, and of course it's realistic. It doesn't mean you're not given a particular bogus number, you're asking the question, and it's within a particular time frame. So I think your questions should be smart. So I know we talk about smart goals, but I think our questions can also be smart. So it's also important to set your priorities right. What do you want to do? What are you trying to achieve? You understand? So it's important. So when you're gathering data, you need to first of all have the right questions, set your priorities right, so that you know what you're trying to achieve. The next tip will be that when you gather data, you need to look at the existing data within the organization. You need to look at the data that are related to your business, gather them, analyze them, and those are regarded as internal data. But beyond internal data, you need to also look at external data. So this could be data from government agencies, it could be data from the regulators, it could be data from the industry, or even from your competitors. And some of these are available online. All you need to do is just get this data, scrape them, put them in the right format, and which will enable you to analyze them. However, another tip that is very important is that in gathering data and analyzing data for your data-driven decisions, you need to be wary of the fact that you need to avoid falling under the influence of biases. Typically, we all have these biases. We tend to have a gut feeling. We tend to have certain. We already have a preconceived notion about certain things, so we tend to direct the influence, that influence the process of the data-driven decisions along our line of thought. We need to be wary of this and avoid falling under these biases. It's also important to identify the relevant data. You need to find the data required to answer the questions. You don't want to just gather the data for the sake of gathering data. It's important to gather the right data. When you gather the right data, you then need to analyze it, put it in visual form. It could be in graphs, it could be in pie charts, it could be in plotting some diagrams to actually explain it, make it visual so that it's easy to understand. And it's also important, another tip is the fact that we need to assess and reassess. Don't be afraid to revisit or evaluate your data when you have gathered the data, because there's something we talk about in big data, which is 4V. Talk about the volume, which means that you must gather enough data. You talk about the velocity, which means that you must ensure that the data is gathered with the right speed. You don't want to gather data that is stale. So you should ensure that you gather timely data. We also talk about the variety of data. That's why we talk about the fact that you talk about qualitative data, you talk about quantitative data. It's important to gather all this. And of course the veracity. which talks about the integrity of the data. It's important that the data we gather must be verifiable, and so that it helps eventually. We hear garbage in, garbage out. You don't want to bring in data that is not verified and then rely your decisions and so. So while we do the data-driven, while we take the data-driven decision-making process, we need to reassess and look again at the data. It's necessary to also present the data in a visual manner, like I explained earlier on, when you've analyzed it, and you should be able to create some dashboards that shows the data in a way that people can easily read it, very visual. And we need to set measurable goals for decision making. Like I said earlier on, goals are supposed to be smart. Ensure those are smart goals that you set for your decision making process, so that when you compare these goals along with your questions, you're able to clearly identify whether these are being met or not. Lastly, as a tip, it's important to continue to evolve your data. I mentioned something about the velocity of data. So if you gather data over time, 3 years, 2 years, 3 months, it's important that you also look at how you can also look at some of the sources of data that can be relevant to your decision-making process. So today you could be relying on facts, figures, and some images. Maybe there is some impact that data from sound can actually make in taking your decisions for your businesses. So you need to continue to evolve. Look at what form of data that you can also put into the mix to actually help you in taking your decisions.